By sunrise, the factory blamed the Africans and quietly buried the man who knew the machine was sabotaged. If stories like this, where one man's silence could cost everything, pull you in, kindly hit that like button and subscribe. You'll want to see how this ends. The sirens had stopped 20 minutes ago, but JB could still hear them as he stood near the loading dock. Two men in hazmat suits carried a black bag toward an unmarked van. Too small, folding in on itself where limbs should have been. Mvando! Park Minjai's voice cut sharp behind him, Korean accent thick. JB turned. Minjai stood in a pressed suit, shoes gleaming despite the grime. Steam rose from his coffee cup. His smile showed no teeth. Yes, sir. JB's voice came flat. Minjai stepped closer. Terrible accident. Very terrible. You were on shift when it happened? I was in the next section, sorting. But you heard something, maybe? Minjai's tone stayed pleasant, but his posture was ready. JB had heard everything. The grinding metal pitched wrong, the scream, the silence after. I heard the alarm. The alarm, yes. Safety systems work perfectly. But sometimes workers don't follow procedures, especially workers who are unfamiliar with our standards. Minjai paused. The news will arrive soon. Reporters. They will want a story. We must give them the right one. You understand? I don't. African workers work hard, yes, but training is difficult. Language barriers, cultural differences in safety practices. These things contribute to unfortunate incidents. That's not true, JB said quietly. We follow every... Truth is complicated, but stories are simple and necessary. Minjai smiled. Behind them, workers scrubbed at dark stains near Machine 7. The one with the broken safety lock JB had watched a supervisor tamper with 2 days ago. Go home, Mavando. Rest. We will talk again soon. Oh, one more thing. Your work visa. Up for renewal next month, yes? JB's stomach dropped. Yes, sir. Good. I hope we can continue our excellent relationship. Minjai walked away. JB's phone buzzed. His mother. Did you send money yet? Your sister needs school fees. He checked his balance. 300,001. 6 months of work. Not enough. Never enough. By noon, the news vans arrived. JB watched from the break room as Korean text scrolled across the TV. Foreign workers, and safety violation, and negligence. They're saying it was our fault? Samuel Nkosi said beside him. Already decided. How do you know? Samuel laughed bitterly. Brother, I've been here 6 years. This is how it works. Something bad happens, find the foreigners, blame them, move on. JB's hand went to his pocket. The old phone with 8 seconds of footage from 2 nights ago, filming the production line for his nephew. He'd caught something else, a supervisor tampering with Machine 7's safety lock. What if someone knows the truth, JB asked. Samuel grabbed his shoulder hard. Then that someone should forget very quickly. Proof gets you deported if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, he nodded toward where the body had been. The machines here are very dangerous. The door opened. A young Korean woman entered, eyes scanning everything. Excuse me, I'm looking for workers who were present during yesterday's incident. Samuel immediately turned away. The woman's gaze landed on JB. Were you here? Yes, but I don't know anything. My name is Choi Yoon Seo. I work with migrant labor rights. She pulled out a notebook. The victim's name was Kim Sung-ho, 43 years old, wife and 2 children in Busan. The company is calling it operator error. I can't. You can't? Or you won't? Her eyes searched his face. There's a difference. Samuel cleared his throat loudly. Miss, we've already given statements to management. Yoon Seo leaned closer to JB. My brother died in a factory 7 years ago. Belt conveyor. They said he wasn't paying attention, but the safety cage had been removed to speed up production. Nobody investigated. His name is still listed as worker negligence. Her voice cracked. So I know what it costs to stay silent, and I know what it costs to speak. If someone knows something different happened here, now is the time, before the story becomes permanent. Park Min-jae entered, presence filling the room. Miss Choi, I thought security escorted you out already. I have a right to speak with workers. You have a right to leave private property when asked. These men need rest, not interrogation. He turned to JB, hand landing heavy on his shoulder. Isn't that correct, Mavondo? He knows nothing. The safety lock was already broken, JB heard himself say. I saw it. 2 days before. Someone had tampered with it. The room went silent. Minjay's grip tightened, fingers digging deep. Excuse me? I saw it. A supervisor. He was adjusting something on machine 7. The lock was loose. I saw the sparks from his tools. Minjay's smile vanished. That's a very serious accusation. It's the truth. Truth? Or confusion? Stress? The investigation found no evidence of tampering. Because they didn't look. Miss Choi, this interview is over. Mavondo, my office. Now. As JB passed, Yunseo pressed a business card into his hand. Call me, anytime. Min Jae's office overlooked the factory floor through glass windows. He pulled out an envelope from his desk. Thick, white. 15 million won. Compensation for your distress, for your cooperation during this difficult time. He slid a document across. This confirms you saw nothing unusual before the accident, that all safety protocols were properly followed, that Mr. Kim's death was operator error. But that's not what happened. It's what the evidence shows. The evidence is wrong. Minjae leaned forward. Let me be very clear, Mavondo. You have 300,000 won in your account. Your visa expires in 29 days. Your mother needs school fees. Your father's business is underwater. This changes everything. All you have to do is sign. And if I don't, then your contract review becomes complicated. Questions about work performance. Perhaps immigration discovers irregularities in your original application. You'd lie to get me deported? I would simply share my honest assessment that you are no longer suitable for employment here. Minjae spread his hands. What immigration does with that information is beyond my control. JB left with the envelope in his pocket and poison in his stomach. Samuel found him by the shipping containers 20 minutes later. You took the money. JB pulled out the envelope, still sealed. I didn't sign anything. But you took it. That's the first step. Samuel lit a cigarette. I signed mine this morning. You what? They offered me 5 million and a guarantee. My residency application approved within 3 months. All I had to do was confirm that Sung Ho was reckless. Samuel took a drag. I signed it, JB, and I'm not sorry. He's dead, and we're alive. You think truth matters? I've watched 12 men get deported, 3 get injured and abandoned. The system doesn't protect us, so I'm using it back. By lying, by surviving, you want to be the hero? Fine, but don't come crying when you're on a plane back to Douala with nothing. When your mother's selling vegetables because you chose pride over pragmatism. Samuel walked away. JB sat alone as the sun descended. The envelope felt heavy. He thought about his mother's voice, his sister needing shoes, his father's cough that never stopped. 15 million won could fix everything. His hand went to his old phone. He scrolled through photos, his mother smiling, his sister in uniform, the market in Douala. Then he stopped. The timestamp read 04:47, 2 days before the accident. He pressed play. The video showed the factory floor, his voice narrating in French. Then the camera panned left. Machine 7 came into view, and there, clear, despite grainy footage, was a supervisor using a power tool on the safety lock housing. Sparks flew. The man looked up, eyes meeting lens before JB's voice said, sorry, and the video cut off. 8 seconds. That was all, but it was everything. JB played it again and again, hands shaking. His phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is Yoon Seo. If you need to talk, I'm available. People should know his name. Kim Sung Ho, 43, a wife, 2 children who would grow up with the story of their father's carelessness. JB started typing, I have something you need to see. His thumb hovered over send. Then he heard footsteps. 2 security guards emerged from between containers. Mvondo, you're still here? Management wants everyone off-site. Safety policy. They escorted him through the factory, past machine 7 now cordoned with yellow tape. Cheap carnations already wilting. Terrible thing, that accident, one guard said. But these things happen when people don't follow rules. You follow rules, yes? Yes, no trouble. Good. Mr. Park speaks highly of you, says you're smart, cooperative. Smart workers have long careers here. Understand? I understand. They deposited him at the gate. JB walked toward the bus stop, then doubled back through side streets. He ended up at a 24-hour PC cafe and pulled out both phones. He could delete the video, sign the paper, take the money, survive. Or he deleted the unsent message and wrote, "Can we meet? Not at the factory. Somewhere safe." The reply came in 30 seconds. "Coffee shop on Sam John Street. 20 minutes. I'll be there." If you're invested in seeing what choice he makes, if stories about impossible decisions pull you in, kindly like this video and subscribe. This is only the beginning. The coffee shop was cheap and bright. Yoon Seo sat in the back, 2 cups already on the table. "You came. I almost didn't. But you did. That matters." JB wrapped his hands around the hot cup. "What I'm about to show you, it changes things. If I show you this, there's no going back. They'll come after me. After you. You understand?" Yoon Seo leaned forward. "My brother's last words were, 'I'm going to tell someone.' He was going to speak up about safety violations. The next day, the conveyor belt crushed him. The company said it was his fault. Tears gathered but didn't fall. I took their settlement money, 2 million won. I let them rewrite his death. I won't do that again. Whatever you have, I'll protect it. I'll protect you." JB pulled out the old phone, opened the video and pressed play. 8 seconds of sparks and safety locks and a supervisor's face. Yoon Seo watched it 3 times, expression shifting to shock, to something fierce. "This is proof. Intentional sabotage. They'll destroy me. I'm foreign. African. 1 visa violation away from deportation. You have the truth, and you have me. I know a journalist at Hankure. If we go public, my family needs me to send money. My mother is 62, sitting in the sun 12 hours a day. My sister's school fees are due. My father can't work. They offered me 15 million won. That's everything my family needs. And all I have to do is pretend I didn't see what I saw. And all you have to do is let a dead man stay blamed for his own murder." The word hung between them. Murder. "Send me the video," Yoon Seo said firmly. "Right now. Before you change your mind." JB's finger hovered over the share button. Then he pressed it. The video uploaded. 13 seconds that rewrote the future. "Okay," Yoon Seo exhaled. "Now we—" The door opened. Samuel walked in. His eyes found them immediately. He approached slowly. "JB, I need to talk to you. I followed you from the factory. Brother, please, don't do this." "Do what?" "Whatever she's convincing you to do. It's suicide. You're signing your own deportation papers." Yoon Seo's voice cut in. "He has evidence, real evidence, of deliberate sabotage resulting in death." Samuel's face went pale. "Evidence? What evidence?" "That's not your concern. It is if he's about to destroy his life." Samuel sat down. "JB, they will crush you. Management, immigration, the police, the media, they'll all destroy you. And when they're done, they'll come after everyone you know. Every African worker will be randomly selected for visa reviews. You won't save Sung-ho's memory. You'll just create more victims. So we do nothing? We survive. I already signed my statement. My residency is approved. In 3 months, I'm legal, permanent, safe. You could have that too. Just take the money and sign. You knew. They told you what to say before the body was even cold." Samuel flinched. "They needed someone to corroborate. I was available, willing." "You lied about a dead man." "I protected myself. I have survived 6 factories, JB. 6. I've watched good men get chewed up. The only way through is to bend." "Or break," Yoon Seo added. "You don't understand what it's like. You have a passport that matters, rights that exist. We have nothing. You have your integrity. Integrity doesn't feed my children. My daughter is 7. She needs school fees, medicine. She doesn't need a father with integrity who's unemployed. She needs a father who survives." His chest heaved. "JB, I'm begging you. Take the money. Don't become a martyr. I already did. The video. It's sent. Backed up. Out of my hands. Samuel stared. What? The video. Evidence of the sabotage. It's with Yunseo. Samuel stood frozen. Then something shifted. I'm sorry, I really am. But I can't be part of this. He walked out. Yunseo grabbed JB's arm. We need to move. Now. If he tells them, he already has. JB's phone buzzed. Mr. Mavondo, we need to discuss your contract status. Please report to the factory office immediately. This is not optional. Below it, your dormitory is being searched for contraband. Standard procedure. Yunseo read over his shoulder. They're moving fast, destroying evidence, planting something. I need to get my passport, my documents. No, you can't go back alone. I'm calling my colleague, the journalist. We're going together, documenting everything. You don't know they won't try anything. No, but I know what happens if you go alone. And I won't let that happen, not again. They rushed out. JB's phone buzzed again. The clock is ticking, Mr. Mvondo. Every minute makes things more complicated. Then, Samuel has been very helpful. Perhaps you should speak with him about cooperation, about survival. He's working with them, right now, telling them everything. Then we move faster. We publish tonight, before they can spin it. Yunseo pulled out her phone. My son, I have something you need to see. Tonight, video evidence, authenticated. We need to publish before... Yes, they're already moving against the source. We have maybe hours. She looked at JB. Meet us where? The factory. If they're planting evidence, we document it, all of it. Yunseo repeated the location. She'll be there in 30 minutes. This is happening, JB. No turning back. No turning back. They walked toward the factory, toward confrontation, toward choice crystallizing into consequence. JB's phone stayed silent. The factory lights glowed ahead, harsh and bright and unforgiving. The factory administration building was lit like a prison yard. Yunseo's colleague, Han Mi-sun with sharp eyes and a camera bag, met them at the gate. No visitors after 2200, the security guard said, blocking their path. Mr. Mvondo was summoned by management, Yunseo said, showing her credentials. We're here to ensure his rights are respected. Mi-sun raised her camera, red light glowing. Then you won't mind if I document this refusal? Labor rights violations make excellent stories. The guard's jaw tightened. He spoke into his radio. 30 seconds later, the gate buzzed open. Third floor, Mr. Park is waiting. Minjae's office door was open. He sat behind his desk, perfect posture. Samuel stood beside him, shoulders hunched, eyes down. Ah, Mr. Mavondo. And guess. Minjae's eyes lingered on the camera. How professional. We're here for his passport and belongings, Yunseo said. Of course. But first, a small matter. Minjae opened a drawer and pulled out a plastic evidence bag. Inside were small packets of white powder. These were found in Mr. Mvondo's locker during routine inspection. The room tilted. That's not mine, JB said immediately. No? Your locker, your combination. Samuel witnessed the search. He can confirm. JB turned to Samuel. You know that's a lie. Samuel wouldn't meet his eyes. I saw them find something. You're protecting him. You know I never touch drugs. Careful, Mr. Mvondo. Minjae stood. Accusations without evidence can be damaging. Mi-sun's camera was recording. This is clearly planted evidence. Textbook retaliation. My publication will report it as such. Will they? Or will they report that a foreign worker facing deportation was found with illegal substances? That when confronted, he made wild claims? That another worker contradicted his story? You can't do this, Yunseo said. I'm simply reporting what was found. One call to immigration, and Mr. Mondo is detained tonight. I have proof, JB said. Video proof of the sabotage. Minjae's smile didn't waver. Video can be edited, manipulated, but drugs in a locker? That's physical evidence. The video is time-stamped, Yunseo interjected, authenticated through metadata, showing your supervisor tampering with safety equipment 48 hours before a fatal accident. For the first time, Minjae's composure cracked. What video? The one that's already backed up and sent to 3 independent sources, Mi-sun said, still recording. The one that shows premeditated negligence resulting in death. Min Jae's hand tightened on his phone, knuckles white. Samuel, you said he only had suspicions. Samuel shifted uncomfortably. I didn't know about any video. He didn't tell me. Because I knew you'd run straight to them, JB said. Because I knew you'd sold out. I was trying to protect you. By selling me out? By helping them frame me? Min Jae set down his phone. Let's all calm down. Mr. Mavando, if you have footage that concerns you, we should review it together. Internally. It's already involved, Yoon Seo said. The story goes live in 40 minutes. Factory supervisor caught on camera disabling safety equipment. Worker dies 2 days later. Company attempts cover-up. The full story. You publish that, you destroy this company. Hundreds of jobs. You destroyed it when you killed Kim Sung-ho, JB said quietly, when you sabotaged that machine. When you decided his life mattered less than production quotas. Min Jae's mask fell away. You think truth matters? You think one video changes anything? He moved closer. I have lawyers, expensive ones, connected ones. I can make you disappear so completely your family won't know where to send prayers. That video? I'll have it discredited by morning. You'll be in detention, facing drug charges, credibility destroyed. Not if it's already published, Meeson said, checking her phone, which it will be in 37 minutes. Too late to stop. Min Jae's hand shot out, grabbing for Meeson's phone. She stepped back smoothly, camera still recording. That's assault, Yoon Seo said clearly. On video, witnessed, added to the story. Min Jae froze, breathing hard, sweat visible. For a moment, JB saw the desperate man underneath. You've ruined me, Min Jae said softly. No, JB replied. You ruined yourself. I'm just refusing to help hide it. The desk phone rang. Min Jae answered, face going gray. I see. When? Pause. Understood. He hung up carefully. That was corporate headquarters. Your video reached them 10 minutes ago. Anonymous email to the entire executive board. They want me to come in immediately. They're opening an internal investigation. My position is suspended. Good, Yoon Seo said. No, not good. You think you've won? You've just painted a target on every foreign worker here. The investigation will take months. During that time, every African laborer will be scrutinized. They'll clean house. You saved one dead man's reputation and condemned 50 living men to deportation. JB felt ice in his stomach. That's exactly what will happen. Corporate doesn't care about justice. They care about liability. Min Jae straightened his tie. Because the company needs a narrative. We discovered problems and took decisive action. That action will be removing the problem workers and quietly ensuring anyone who might cause more trouble finds their contract non-renewed. He walked out. Samuel still stood by the window. He's not wrong, you know. You don't get to talk, JB said. I don't? I'm trying to save my life, same as you. The difference is, I'm not pretending it's about justice. Samuel's voice was bitter. You wanted to be the hero. Fine. Heroes in stories like ours don't get happy endings. They get deported or dead. Then what do you get? Yoon Seo asked. Your residency? Was it worth it? Samuel's face twisted. Ask me in 3 months. If I'm still here and he's gone, if my daughter has school fees and his sister drops out, if my family eats and his starves, then yes, it was worth it. He left. Meeson lowered her camera. The story goes live in 33 minutes. Once it's out, you'll need protection. Tomorrow I might be in detention, JB said. Those drugs are still evidence. Not if we publish photos first. Planted evidence documented in real time. Meeson was already uploading. By the time they try to charge you, the whole country will know it's a frame job. Yoon Seo touched JB's arm gently. We need to get your passport. Now. They went to the dormitory. JB's space was a bunk with a footlocker underneath. The lock had been broken. His passport was gone. They took it, JB said numbly. I'm nobody now. Yoon Seo was already on her phone. We need emergency legal intervention. Passport seizure without warrant. Whistleblower retaliation. Yes, tonight. JB sat on the bunk, staring at his empty locker. His phone buzzed. His mother. Thank you for the school fees deposit. Your sister is so happy. You're a good son. JB stared. He hadn't sent any deposit. He checked his account with shaking hands. The transfer sat there. 15 million won. Sent 3 hours ago to his mother's account, before he'd even met Yunseo, before he'd made his choice. A second message from Minjai. The money is sent. The statement is signed. As far as any official record shows, you already cooperated. You already took the bribe. Fighting now only makes you look inconsistent, unstable. Accept what's done. Below it, an image. JB's signature on the cooperation document. Perfect forgery. Yunseo looked over his shoulder. They forged everything. While you were making your choice, they were making it for you. Creating the paper trail. Building the narrative where you're already compromised. So I'm trapped. Even if the video clears Sung Ho, I'm still the worker who took money to lie. My credibility is destroyed either way. Not trapped. Complicated. The forgery is prosecutable. The transfer without authorization is fraud. The planted drugs are evidence tampering. Each crime they commit becomes ammunition. Mi-sun's phone lit up. The article just went live. 2 minutes early, but it's out. She held up her phone. The headline blazed, "Factory death blamed on workers. Video shows management sabotage." Below it, the 8 seconds that changed everything. Within minutes, the article had 200 shares, then 500, then 1,000. Then it became unstoppable. "It's spreading," Mi-sun said, scrolling. "Labor groups are picking it up. Other journalists are calling. Politicians are issuing statements. It's everywhere." Yunseo was on her phone with the lawyer. "Yes, his passport was seized illegally. Yes, we have documentation." But JB was staring at his mother's message. The gratitude, the pride, the relief. She didn't know the money was poison. Didn't know accepting it made JB complicit. "They forged everything," he said quietly. "While I was choosing truth, they were creating a reality where I'd already chosen survival. The 15 million is already in my mother's account. The statement is already signed. As far as any official record shows, I accepted compensation and testified Sung Ho was negligent. Even if the video clears his name, I'm still destroyed. Still the corrupt worker who took money, then tried to extort more. My credibility is worthless." "That's forgery," Mi-sun said firmly. "That's fraud. Each crime they commit becomes evidence of guilt. Does it matter? Sung Ho is still dead. Workers are still being terrorized. Deportations are still coming. What changed?" "It's not enough," Yunseo agreed. "The truth being public isn't the same as justice being done. But it's something. And sometimes something is how we start. Sometimes exposure creates pressure that becomes leverage, that becomes change." Samuel's phone rang somewhere in the building. Minutes later, he appeared in the doorway, face pale. "It's my deportation officer. Emergency review of my residency application. My approval is revoked. Deportation hearing tomorrow morning." "We can fight it," Yunseo started. "No, I knew this was the cost. I made my choice. I helped them cover up a death. I lied. The law doesn't reward that just because I was desperate." "You helped expose the truth eventually," Mi-sun offered. "To who? We're not heroes. We're just men who stopped lying. We're footnotes in someone else's campaign. We're statistics in reports. We're names that get forgotten." JB's phone buzzed. "The embassy. We have received inquiries regarding unusual financial transfers associated with your account. Please contact us immediately regarding potential visa fraud and money laundering investigations." They were going after his family now. "They won't stop," JB said, "even with everything public. They'll find a way to discredit us, deport us, and move on. They'll sacrifice Minjai. They'll pay fines, and in 6 months, it'll happen again. Different factory, different workers, same system." "Probably," Samuel agreed. "So what do? We testify anyway." Samuel squared his shoulders. "Tomorrow I have my deportation hearing. Under oath. Legal record. They'll ask if I cooperated with management. I'll tell them everything. I'll confirm the sabotage. I'll admit to lying. On record. Let them try to bury that." JB thought about his mother selling vegetables, about his sister's school fees bought with poisoned money, about his father's boat rotting. Then he thought about Sung Ho's children, who would now know their father's real story. He thought about the video going viral, about workers in other factories seeing it, about the possibility that exposure made the next manager think twice before cutting corners. He thought about 8 seconds that couldn't be erased now, that existed beyond anyone's control. I'll testify too, JB said finally. Whatever they charge me with, whatever hearing they schedule, I'll tell the truth. I'll accept whatever consequences come. And maybe it changes nothing. Maybe I get deported and blacklisted. But at least Sung Ho's name is clear. At least his family knows. At least the lie stopped. Yoon Seo smiled, small, sad, understanding. Then we'll be there, all of us, documenting everything, making sure you don't disappear quietly. JB stood in his ransacked room, surrounded by witnesses and cameras, and felt the weight lift slightly. Not gone, never gone, but distributed now, shared. The story was out. The truth was documented. And whatever came next, at least Kim Sung-ho's children would know their father's name meant more than negligence. At least one man had refused to let the lies stand unchallenged. At least someone had finally spoken. And in the morning, whatever morning brought, they would testify. Not heroes, not martyrs, not even particularly brave. Just people who decided that truth mattered slightly more than survival. Just people who chose to remember when forgetting was easier. Just people who refused to disappear quietly. And sometimes in systems designed to erase resistance, that was enough. Not for justice, but for truth. And truth, once spoken, couldn't be fully silenced. Even when every other thing was taken away. Even when survival required surrender. Even when the cost was everything. The truth remained. Documented. Witnessed, permanent. This story was inspired by the countless migrant workers whose voices are silenced, whose deaths are rewritten, whose humanity is erased for convenience. If this moved you, consider supporting organizations that fight for labor rights and migrant worker protections. And if stories like this matter to you, stories about impossible choices and finding courage in powerlessness, kindly like this video and subscribe. Thank you for watching until the end.